Have you ever wondered how some people just manage to stay so calm? Even when everything around them seems to be spiraling totally out of control. Or maybe you've looked at someone and thought, wow, they really have that thick skin. Just completely unbothered by criticism or chaos.
Yeah, that unshakable quality.
Exactly. And it's such a common thing, right? Feeling easily triggered or overwhelmed, maybe even deeply insulted by something that seems kind of minor.
No, definitely. It happens to everyone.
And those moments can really cut deep. They impact your self-worth, and sometimes they actually stop you from going after what you really want.
They really can.
So today, that's what we're diving into, how to actually build that deep inner peace.
That's right. In this discussion, we're really on a journey together. We want to help transform that emotional reactivity into something powerful, like an unshakable inner calm.
Okay.
And this isn't just about, coping. It's really about cultivating this deep emotional strength. That strength becomes the key, really, to confidently navigating your world and attracting the success or the money or maybe the job you truly desire. So we're going to walk through some really practical, actionable strategies, things you can actually use.
Practical is good.
Yeah, to help you achieve that transformation, turning that sort of mental chaos into confident control.
Okay, let's unpack that then. Because the cost of not having that emotional composure, not developing that thick skin, it's surprisingly high, isn't it?
It really is. Much higher than people think.
Think about it. How often do those seemingly little things, like someone forgetting to say thank you, or getting cut off in traffic, or maybe a critical remark, how often do they just completely throw you off?
Disproportionately upset you.
Yeah, one small thing, and bam! Your whole day, maybe even your whole week, gets derailed by frustration or sadness or anger. It's those little things that can really just stomp all over your day.
It absolutely is. And that constant emotional churn, it doesn't just feel bad. It actively drains your energy.
Right.
It can harm your relationships, and it definitely impacts your mental well-being profoundly.
Yeah. So when your internal state is all chaotic like that.
Well, when you're caught in those cycles, maybe anger, maybe frustration, it becomes incredibly hard to focus your intention.
Okay.
And if you can't focus your intention, it's very, very difficult to consciously align with and, attract the positive outcomes you actually want.
Like the promotion or...
Yeah, or financial abundance, or even just deep personal fulfillment. Your internal state, your inner world, it directly influences what you draw into your external reality. It really does.
So, okay, given how much these small triggers can derail us, what's the most transformative benefit then? For someone who really gets a handle on this emotional regulation, is it just about feeling better? Or does it genuinely open up new doors?
It absolutely opens doors. It's far more than just feeling better.
Let's clarify what we mean here by emotional control or regulation, because it's definitely not about suppressing feelings.
Right.
Or becoming, cold and detached.
No, that's a common misconception. Not at all.
So what is it then?
It's really the profound ability to intentionally influence which emotions you experience, and maybe more importantly, how you choose to express them.
Ah, okay, choosing.
Yes. It's about gaining conscious control over your entire inner world. And that's a crucial distinction. What's fascinating here is that this idea, it goes way beyond just rigid stoicism. Some people kind of mix those up.
Right, like being emotionless.
Exactly. But while stoicism might emphasize restraint, true emotional strength actually allows you to acknowledge and even embrace the full spectrum of your feelings, all of them.
Okay.
Vulnerability, in this context, isn't some kind of weakness. It's actually a path to deeper self-awareness.
Really?
Yes, and to stronger, more authentic connections with other people. Being able to express your emotions, to feel vulnerable, it actually helps you build resilience. Because you're not fighting yourself.
You're working with it.
You're working with your emotions, exactly.
Okay.
Understanding them.
That makes so much more sense. So if it's not about suppression, if it's about understanding, what often makes us so volatile then? What fuels that feeling of things spinning out of control?
Well, emotional volatility, it can stem from quite a few things.
Right.
And in my, 3 decades doing this, I've seen how common they are.
Like what?
It might be triggers tied to unresolved past experiences, maybe deep-seated limiting beliefs telling you you're not good enough, or even just basic physical needs not being met, like being hungry or exhausted.
Oh yeah, the hangry effect.
Totally. Sometimes it's simpler, just a lack of learned coping strategies.
Yeah.
Or deeply ingrained beliefs that certain emotions, like anger or fear, are inherently bad.
Judging the emotion itself.
Precisely. And those beliefs, they prevent healthy emotional processing. They leave you feeling ruled by your emotions instead of in control. It creates this constant internal friction that actually pushes away what you desire.
And that's why mastering this emotional regulation is so critical.
Right. Absolutely crucial.
Because when you gain this control, it strengthens your relationships, you communicate better from a calmer place.
Yes.
It cuts down massively on unnecessary stress and suffering day to day.
Huge difference.
And maybe most importantly, it builds incredible resilience and confidence. That opens doors to new opportunities everywhere in your life.
It really does.
Cultivating this inner calm creates a stable, positive internal environment. You could think of it as raising your internal vibration or your energetic signature.
That's a good way to put it.
And this isn't just about feeling good. It's about aligning your emotional state with your goals, right? Making it easier to focus your intentions and basically draw the success, the abundance, the opportunities you want into your life through better actions, clearer perception.
That is the core of it, yes. The first foundational mindset shift, the absolute starting point for attracting anything good into your life, is focusing your energy where you actually have control.
Which is?
Your thoughts, your choices, your reactions. That's where your true power lies.
Not on what someone else does?
Exactly. Spending energy on external circumstances or other people's actions, things you can't control, is just a massive drain. Shifting that focus, that's the start.
Yeah.
That's how you begin consciously shaping your reality, actively manifesting your desires.
And here's where it gets really interesting for me. Your thoughts aren't just these fleeting whispers. They actually shape your whole experience.
They absolutely do.
So cultivating a positive and, let's say, rational mindset empowers you to navigate challenges more effectively. It's about taking full responsibility for your emotional well-being, understanding that how you interpret an event is what determines your stress level.
The interpretation is key.
Yeah. It's not about ignoring problems, but about approaching them with a clear, calm mind, which is exactly the mindset that attracts solutions, not more problems.
And a really powerful part of that is embracing your emotions with self-compassion.
Okay, talk about that.
This just means accepting your feelings as normal, valid human reactions, not judging yourself for having them.
Instead of, I shouldn't feel angry.
Right. Instead, you practice self-compassion. You treat yourself with kindness, with grace, especially during difficult moments. Acknowledge your struggles. Offer yourself some understanding, that compassionate inner talk. It reduces anxiety. It fosters a supportive internal environment. And that's a powerful tool for resilience and a key part of shifting your internal vibration towards positive attraction. It's basically about loving yourself through the process.
And when you consciously choose responses that line up with your core values,
yes.
that really enhances your emotional agility, doesn't it? It makes sure your actions are authentic, constructive, which then reinforces that positive, energetic signature we talked about.
Beautifully put.
When you know who you are, what you stand for, it just becomes so much easier to choose responses that reflect that. Even when you're challenged, even when things are going wrong, you become like a living example of your values and that consistency. That's incredibly powerful for attracting what you want.
It truly is.
Okay, so that's the mindset. How do we actually do this? In the moment. When everything feels like it's going wrong and you feel that calm just slipping away.
Right, the practical how-to.
Yeah. The immediate power, it seems to me, lies in creating space. Just space.
Tell me more.
When a trigger hits, could be a comment, an annoying email, a sudden setback, just consciously pause.
Okay.
Take a breath. Slow down that moment between the trigger and your usual, maybe knee-jerk reaction. That brief pause, it's crucial. It creates the space you need to choose your response instead of just reacting impulsively.
That pause is everything. After that pause, the next step is noticing and naming what you actually feel.
Noticing and naming.
Yes. Tune into your body first. Is your stomach upset? Heart racing? Feel tension in your neck or shoulders?
The physical clues.
Exactly. Those physical sensations are clues to your emotional state. Then practice naming the specific emotions. Is it anger, fear, disappointment, maybe resentment?
Just putting a label on it.
Yes. Naming them helps you get clarity. And interestingly, it can actually reduce the intensity of the emotion itself. A lot of times, fear hides underneath other strong emotions, so maybe dig a little deeper.
Okay.
This awareness gives you back control. It lets you choose how to respond instead of being swept away by the emotion.
And as you get that awareness, it feels incredibly powerful to reframe your narrative.
Reframe.
Yes. We do this thing where we fill in the gaps with negative assumptions, right? Someone doesn't text back, you immediately think, oh, they're mad at me, or I don't matter.
We jump to the worst conclusion.
Totally. But what if they're just busy or they forgot? So ask yourself, what other explanations are possible?
Challenge the assumption.
Exactly. And a technique I really love is the just like me approach.
Oh, tell me about that.
Whatever motive or action you're assigning to someone else, just add just like me at the end. They forgot to reply, just like me sometimes. Or they're stressed out, just like me.
Ah, I see. Fostering compassion.
Yeah. It reminds you they're also an imperfect human with their own struggles. It shifts your internal state from judgment to understanding. And that makes you a much more powerful attractor.
That links beautifully into positive self-talk. Because when emotions feel overwhelming, our inner critic can get really loud. I messed up again, or everyone else is so awful.
Yeah, that negative chatter.
That's where you consciously step in. Replace that negative chatter with encouraging affirmations. Tell yourself, I always try so hard, or maybe people are generally doing the best they can with what they have.
Shifting the internal script.
Precisely. This practice helps lessen negative emotions, it builds emotional resilience, and it directly shifts your internal vibration towards positive attraction. You are literally speaking your desired reality into being with your inner voice, reshaping your energetic blueprint.
And once you've done that, you realize you always have a conscious choice in how you respond.
Always a choice.
If your go-to is lashing out when you're angry, you probably notice the negative fallout, right? On your relationships, on your own energy.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good.
It doesn't feel good, and it definitely doesn't attract what you want. So next time, recognize you get to choose. Instead of reacting harshly, could you maybe calmly say, I'm feeling angry right now? Or perhaps just choose silence.
Silence can be powerful.
Definitely. Move from that reactive lashing out to thoughtful, intentional responses. Ones that preserve your energy and align with your values.
Absolutely. And one more practical thing.
Yeah.
Consciously seek out positive emotions.
Actively look for them.
Yes. To counteract our brain's natural negativity bias, we tend to focus more on negative stuff, like disgust, anger, sadness. Make a conscious effort. Actively look for and appreciate positive feelings.
Like what kind of feelings?
Contentment, interest, gratitude, joy, amusement. These positive feelings are often quieter, they don't scream as loud as anger, but making a habit of noticing them, savoring them, strengthens your resilience and improves your overall well-being, which again directly impacts your ability to manifest. By intentionally seeking joy, you literally build new neural pathways for happiness. You strengthen your attracting power.
That's fascinating. Building pathways for happiness.
Yes.
You know, as we're talking about building this kind of inner strength, this real thick skin, if you're finding this discussion valuable, if you're connecting with these ideas, please take just a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel. It really does help us bring more powerful insights like these straight to you.
It really does. And we'd genuinely love to hear your thoughts on these strategies. What's your favorite tip for staying calm? Or maybe share how you've built your own thick skin. Drop it in the comment section below.
Yeah, definitely.
Your experiences can honestly inspire so many others who are on this same manifestation journey.
Totally agree. Okay, building on that, let's talk about cultivating this resilience for the long haul. Long-term emotional strength.
The sustainable practice.
Yeah. The first step seems to be honestly identifying and maybe reducing your triggers.
Self-awareness again.
Right. This takes some curiosity, some honesty, looking for patterns, maybe external factors that frequently set off strong emotions, especially those tied to deep insecurities.
Knowing your buttons.
Exactly. Once you spot them, you can explore why they carry so much weight for you. And then see if you can minimize exposure or maybe just reduce their impact on you. It's about taking proactive control of your emotional environment.
And a critical link here, often overlooked, is addressing your basic physical needs.
We touched on this, the hunger and exhaustion.
Yes, because your physical well-being is directly tied to your emotional stability. Research shows even mild dehydration or a slight dip in blood sugar can mimic anxiety symptoms. It makes us way more irritable.
So that hangry feeling isn't just a meme.
It's your body signaling stress. Addressing these physiological drains, getting enough sleep, eating mindfully, staying hydrated, it's like giving your emotional resilience a protective shield before you even face a challenge.
Preventative medicine.
Exactly. Simple steps like managing hunger, getting enough sleep, reducing general exhaustion, they can significantly prevent emotional volatility. It's preventative medicine for your emotional state.
That's so true. And it's often the first thing we forget, isn't it? Before we even get into mindset, just asking, am I hungry? Am I tired? That can be a total game changer.
Huge.
Which brings us to the next layer for long-term resilience, consciously creating psychological detachment, especially from work stress during your off hours.
Switching off. Very important.
Yeah. This means mentally disengaging from your job when you're not working. It's not about being less engaged at work.
No.
But about refraining from job stuff, not constantly thinking about work issues when you're away, set clear boundaries, maybe physical ones, maybe mental ones.
Putting the work phone away.
Exactly. Pursue hobbies that absorb you, find restorative environments, just switch off and rejuvenate your mental energy. It protects your well-being, your energy, and ultimately your ability to focus on attracting your desires.
This raises a really important question, though. What about expectations?
Expectations.
Tricky.
Yeah, rigid expectations about how your day should go or how other people should act. They often lead straight to disappointment and frustration.
Guilty as charged sometimes.
We all are. Cultivating emotional strength means encouraging yourself to let go of how things should be. Try to embrace the present reality, even if it's not what you planned. Allow for unexpected positive outcomes to unfold.
Be more flexible.
Exactly. That flexibility reduces stress, and it opens you up to new possibilities. It lets the universe surprise you, maybe with outcomes even better than you imagined.
That's a tough one for many of us, myself included. But okay, prioritizing self-care then. It really isn't a luxury, is it? It's like preventative medicine for your emotions.
Absolutely essential, not a luxury.
Our insights frame self-care not just as a nice to have, but as like essential proactive emotional maintenance. Think of it like regularly defragging your emotional hard drive. Without it, the system gets bogged down, it's prone to crashes, much slower to process things. Good analogy.
So, actively manage your stress levels, get regular exercise, eat healthy meals. These basic habits lay the groundwork for emotional strength, and journaling in particular.
Journaling. Powerful tool.
It acts like a mental audit, right? Helps you identify and clear out emotional clutter before it builds up. Gives you clarity for your manifestation practice.
Definitely. And never underestimate the power of your environment and your connections.
Your support system.
Yes. Building a supportive network, surrounding yourself with friends, family, mentors who genuinely support you, that provides a crucial safety net during tough times.
Someone to talk to.
Exactly. It allows you to share experiences, process emotions in a compassionate space. It reminds you you're not alone. Strong connections foster that sense of belonging, which is essential for mental well-being and resilience. And it helps maintain that high vibrational frequency for attraction.
You know, what really stands out to me here is the idea of embracing discomfort.
Stepping out of the comfort zone.
Yeah, actively stepping out, embracing new challenges. That builds adaptability and confidence. It transforms setbacks from failures into powerful learning opportunities for growth, for resilience.
Every single time.
Every time you face a fear or try something new, you're strengthening that emotional muscle. You're proving to yourself, hey, I can handle this, which just bolsters your ability to manifest even more.
Ultimately, mastering this emotional strength, it isn't just about feeling better in the moment. It's truly about consciously creating a stable, high-vibration emotional state.
That alignment we talked about.
Exactly. That alignment lets you focus your intentions much more clearly. You become a powerful magnet for the success, the abundance, the opportunities you want to attract into your life. Your emotional state is your most powerful manifestation tool. Mastering it puts you in the driver's seat.
And part of that thick skin we've been discussing means not letting criticism derail you.
Yes, handling criticism.
It's normal to feel a sting from hurtful comments, but the goal is to let it sort of roll off your back.
How do you do that?
Well, calmly assess if there's any validity to it. Is there a nugget of truth, even if delivered poorly?
Be objective.
If there is, maybe thank the critic, if that feels appropriate. Then choose to respond rationally. Or, and this is key, if you can't respond with grace in that moment, just choose silence.
Silence is a choice.
Yes. Your personal power comes from within, not from external validation or criticism. Silence, when it's intentional, can be an incredibly powerful choice. It preserves your energy.
That's very true.
So we've kind of journeyed from understanding the high cost of emotional reactivity to equipping you with foundational mindset shifts, practical strategies for right now, and ways to build long-term resilience.
Tools for the toolbox.
Exactly. You've gained the tools to be the calm in any storm. To foster a mind that doesn't flinch under pressure, but importantly, while staying human, this is about being unbothered, not unfeeling.
And what's fascinating here, really, is that true thick skin isn't about being unfeeling at all. It's about cultivating such profound inner strength that external chaos simply cannot shake your core.
It just bounces off.
Kind of. It's about consciously choosing your energy, choosing your emotional destiny. And by doing that, you directly influence what you attract into your life. This is your personal power. Realizing that.
So the final question for everyone listening is, how will you apply these insights? How will you use them to manifest your most desired life, stepping fully into your unbothered, unbreakable self?